It's not Pong, it's tennis on the Super Color Volley X. Can't you tell it's green? But don't let the color confuse you, it's basically Pong. So yes, it's Pong. But it's just not called Pong, it's tennis! One of 10 games included with the 1977 Super Color Volley X from Roberts. A company that I really can't find much information about. In fact, the Super Color Volley X is quite obscure. But that makes it absolutely fascinating to me. I love obscure game consoles. And what's even more interesting is the 1977 battery-powered Super Color Volley X works better than just about every other game system I have prior to the Genesis. The video quality is incredible. But you may notice there's no audio in this review from the game. The music is added later. Shh. The Super Color Volley X has its own speaker that emitted the beeps and bloops from the games. Watch the console review. You can see Derek from CGR Undertow playing me in tennis. Hijinks and hilarity ensue. This is our game footage from the console review recording session, in fact. When you get down to it, Pong is Pong. Whether it's called tennis, space paddle battle, or whatever else, if it looks like this, it's Pong. And what matters most is the controls. Pong must be played with paddle controllers, which for those who don't know are little knobs that you turn to control the paddles. You want them to be comfortable, and most importantly, you want them to be smooth and responsive. And the Super Color Volley X paddle controllers are really good. In fact, the entire Super Color Volley X is surprisingly good. The video quality is excellent. It's as good as it needs to be. And even though it's a battery-powered game console, you hook it up the same way that you would hook up an Atari 2600. So I'm running this through a VCR. The games are played to 21. There's two different speeds, which I think they count as two different games. We're playing on the faster speed here, and if at times the ball seems to disappear, that is because of interlacing. Which means that occasionally the ball will just disappear when it's recorded into this format. Like any good version of Pong, it's not just bouncing the ball back and forth. A lot of people who've never played Pong think it's boring. Far from it. You just need to play Pong with paddle controllers. Any attempt to play Pong with a joystick or with thumbsticks is wrong. Don't go there. That's like trying to drive a car with no wheels. And it has to be played two-player. Pong, or tennis in this case, is incredibly fun as a two-player game. That's the only way you can play it here on the Super Volley X. I'm sorry, the Super Color Volley X, which comes from an era when the video game console itself was a relatively new invention. This competed against the Magnavox Odyssey line of game systems, which were similar, game consoles that plugged into your television which came with paddle controllers. There were other ones in the 70s that used game cartridges, the most famous of which is, of course, the Atari 2600. But unless you're an old-school game collector or were alive then, there's a lot of other game consoles from the 70s you've probably never heard of, like the Super Color Volley X. If you see one of these at a garage sale, buy it. You won't be disappointed. And yes, I won the game 21-9. My Super Color Volley X skills reign supreme.